ready, friends? So, I haven't really talked about the garden in a while. Um, we've had lots of other things to do, and I haven't really been filming a lot, filming little updates and things, but not really been putting anything together for a proper YouTube video. So, I thought I was going to do that today in a fashion. And I have this new microphone. It's like a clip-in microphone, and there is another part that just connects it with Bluetooth and it plugs into the bottom of my phone. So let me know if the sound quality is any better than before. I'm hoping it will be. It's just quite a neat little gadget. And the vegetable garden. All right. I haven't really been doing anything in the garden. It was just so hot, and I just kind of got so preoccupied with being away for a few weeks and then just coming back to dog trouble, this and that. And it was just so much on my mind. And I felt like, you know what? The garden police is not going to come round and fine us because we've not looked after our vegetable garden. So you can see it looks quite barren. I have literally just completely ignored it for weeks now, maybe even months. But still, like, actually, look at this tomato and another one. So we still get something every now and again. It's pretty amazing. The plants, they just adapt, really. You know, some of them die, but also a lot of them, I feel, are going better than I would have expected. I mean, these peppers actually look really healthy. They don't have any peppers on them, but they're enjoying their life, so very well, great for them. You know, not everything always has to have a use for us. What I would say about this is like that I don't feel like this is a loss, or that this is like a fail, that I failed at the garden. We put in these new beds and we swapped everything around. The beds on the other side of the garden, there is a new one. Then I had the potatoes in a new place. I had the flowers in a new place, and so on. And it's just been really good for me to try out this new layout and learn some more lessons from it. And also see what works for me with these vegetable beds, because the thing with the beds was that we have 3 different styles of beds. So we have a hugel mound style bed that has wood, big pieces of wood in the bottom, and then is built up. Actually now it's really sunk a lot, but it was really quite high. This one is just a classic raised bed where we put soil just on top of the grass without tilling, without turning the earth over. So just a raised bed. Obviously these tire beds, I really like them. I think they really work. And then this one was a little bit new because this is a higher. And then inside we layered like wood, and so it's basically kind of this type of building, but in this style of confining it into like a higher raised area. And I feel like I've learned quite a few lessons this season, of what I want to do differently, or what I can keep for the next season, or maybe the season after that. I'm just going to see next year where we are, how we are doing with the renovations, and what else we're doing with the building. Because we don't, the garden can wait a little bit. It's not a requirement that the garden needs to be up and running already. I am looking forward to doing it, but I'm not a gardener. I'm like, oh, I got a garden, I want to like grow all my own food. I like that idea, but I feel like because I don't have any experience whatsoever, I feel happy to just work up to it. So, and here are the things that I feel I've learned from this season of gardening. I'm kind of calling this season finished now because I'm not intending to do anything more. I'm almost, not yet, but I'm kind of preparing for going away for the winter. And I know it's only September, but time just goes by so quickly. So let's call this the end of the season. So, number one, out of these three styles of beds, hugel mound, raised bed, raised hugel bed, I'm just going to call this. The one that I liked the least was the hugel mound. The reason being, it was really hard to water it. The water would just run off the sides of it, and it would erode the soil that we put on top. So I don't know if this is due to like a mistake in construction. I didn't feel like it was any harder on the plants. I think the plants did just as well as in the other beds, but not noticeably better. And it was harder. I felt like it was harder for me to work on it because when I wanted to step on it, it just always kind of dragged more soil down from it. And I feel like I lost a lot of topsoil just from that. My second favorite was this one, just because it's like quite, simple, straightforward bed. The issue I have with this one is that there is a lot of bending over. I like this one the most, actually. This one is a little bit higher than usual, which I felt it made work so much easier. I feel like these little tomatoes did really well in here, and it was the easiest one to weed, actually. The weeds just came up so much more easily. I don't know. So number one, next year, I think I want to do my beds in this style, all the beds in this style, like high raised beds, and then like a lasagna style building with different layers of material. Lesson number two, next time when I get really serious about gardening, I will put more work into my soil. So at the moment, all we've done is took some soil that we dug out that we thought was pretty okay soil for the standard of our site and used that here. The soil is generally very clayey. So this is very hard. It's got lots of stones in it still, even though, we've sieved it and we felt like it was pretty good quality. But when it gets so hot in the summer and with all the watering, it just dries out and it gets so hard. It's really hard for the water to penetrate, and I don't think it has lots of nutrients for the plants. So this one, I actually forgot to talk about this one. This one's actually like planted straight into the ground. So we dug this ground over, and this is like a traditional style bed, and this is just, yeah, you can see how overrun it is with weeds compared with all the others. So this is definitely the loser. didn't even think about that. So yeah, soil. So a lot of our friends have actually had manure delivered from one of the farms here in the village. I'm not sure if I feel like maybe I would like the challenge of trying to see if we can make our own. We've got quite a good composting system going. We're producing quite a lot of compost because of how we run things here, because we do all our own composting. Yeah, I think I would maybe look into that, but yeah, maybe just getting some farm manure would be really good as well to mix in with this not so good quality soil. Lesson number three, also to do with the soil, is next time I will definitely mulch all my beds. So I haven't mulched these beds because I wanted to try and just be very minimal and see, be able to compare like this. But definitely I mulched the bed over by the wall there, which had just a couple of plants in it, and the weed control was just so much easier. And I think this is just my like experiential judgment. I think they retain the water better, so they dry out much less quickly. Makes sense, doesn't it? So yeah, definitely the mulch again was there last year as well. And lesson number 4, definitely, Brynda, stop putting your beds all over the place. So this was our main vegetable garden, but then also I was like, okay, but I'm going to put potatoes there, and I'm going to put flowers there, and there was a berry bed over there, and then there was the bed by the wall, and it just doesn't work. It just doesn't work. I'm dragging the hose all over the place, and watering takes me half an hour every evening. And when it gets really hot in the summer, really sometimes I felt like maybe I would have had to do it mornings and evenings, but I just couldn't. I just couldn't do it. What with the dogs and everything, it's just too much. So yeah, definitely just keep the garden in one place. And yes, we will do some sort of irrigation system at some point. It's just not really so high on the priority list. Yeah, I think that was it for this year, really. There's obviously still a lot of produce coming. We've got lots of things to forage. We've got our almond trees that are just, yeah, this year they're actually producing almonds. So we had quite a lot of almonds. We have a couple of fig trees just over in the neighbor's garden and over here where we get quite nice figs from. We had lots of plums, and we're getting quince over there. Now it's coming up to the time of walnuts. Our walnut tree is just a baby, but there is enough around to pick some up on the walks every now and again. So yeah, the vegetable garden is closed, but the food season is not over. So we'll see what happens next time. Jai Jai Shri Radhe Shyam, Nittai Gaur, Hari Bol.